All right, so we're diving into these sources you've given us.
About the impact of firearms on society.
Wow. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a big topic.
It is. It is.
I'd say these sources are really fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm super curious to see what we uncover.
Me too.
You know, firearms, they're not just tools.
Right.
Right. They're
not.
They're powerful symbols, and
Absolutely.
and they represent different things to different people, and their evolution has been so deeply intertwined with human history.
Oh, for sure.
And shaping, economies, influencing conflicts.
I love it.
And even playing a role in social movements.
Yeah, yeah.
One thing that really stood out to me when I was looking at the sources was, the U.S., which is 4% of the global population, we count for 46% of civilian-owned firearms.
That's a crazy stat.
That's a wild statistic.
It is wild.
Why do you think that is?
I mean, it's a super complex issue with a lot of historical and cultural factors. But if you look back, the U.S. has a long tradition of gun ownership.
Right.
Dating back to its frontier days, and the Second Amendment, of course.
The Second Amendment, yep.
That right to bear arms has been debated so fiercely over the years, but it's had such a profound impact.
For sure.
On, the number of firearms in the country.
Yeah.
It's undeniable.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to think about how, a document like the Second Amendment still today
Absolutely
is shaping that landscape of gun ownership.
Yeah.
Let's go back even further, though, for a moment.
Okay.
The sources take us all the way back to 9th century China.
Okay.
Where gunpowder was discovered.
Wow. Big.
Yeah.
Big invention.
Talk about a game changer.
It is. It is. And think about this.
Yeah.
Discovered by accident.
What?
Total accident.
Right.
Alchemists were searching for an elixir of immortality. Oh, wow.
Not a weapon of war.
Right.
It's pretty ironic.
But that is very ironic.
Their pursuit of eternal life led to the creation of something that could end it.
Wow.
Right.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's a wild twist of fate.
Yeah.
So from those early experiments with gunpowder, how did we get to the firearms that we know today?
So the journey from gunpowder to the modern firearms is such a long and complex one.
Yeah.
Marked by innovation, adaptation.
Yeah.
Early firearms were crude, often unreliable.
Would imagine so.
It took a really long time to load.
Right.
We're talking like hand cannons, matchlock muskets, things like that.
Yeah.
But over the centuries, advancement in technology led to, much more sophisticated firearms, flintlock rifles, revolvers, and eventually, automatic weapons.
It sounds like this constant race.
It was to make firearms more efficient, more deadly.
Yeah.
Speaking of the sources, touch on the Kalashnikov AK-47.
Of course, the people's gun.
The people's gun, yeah. Why has this particular firearm become so ubiquitous?
So the AK-47's widespread adoption is due to a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But some of the main ones, it's relatively simple to manufacture.
Okay.
Really easy to use, easy to maintain.
Yeah.
And incredibly reliable, even in hard conditions.
Yeah.
And these qualities made it, popular among different armed forces.
Yeah.
Rebel groups, insurgents around the world.
Wow. So it's simplicity, reliability.
Yes.
Are key factors in its widespread use.
For sure.
That makes sense. A weapon that can be produced and used effectively in so many different types of environments. That brings up another point from the sources, which is the global arms trade.
Right.
How does a weapon like that end up in so many different corners of the world?
Well, the global arms trade is this massive, intricate network involving governments, private companies, even black market actors.
Wow.
Weapons are manufactured in one country, sold to another, and sometimes end up in the hands of groups that were never meant to have them.
It's kind of unsettling to think about how these weapons travel across borders, continents, often fueling conflicts far from where they were originally made.
Absolutely.
Speaking of the impact, the sources delve into some pretty disturbing realities about gun violence.
Yeah.
Particularly, 7 people die every 60 seconds from gun violence worldwide.
It's a crazy statistic.
That's a lot of people.
It is.
That's a stark reminder of the human cost of firearms.
Yeah. And it's important to remember that gun violence manifests in a bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
homicides, suicides to accidents, even mass shootings,
right.
Each with its own set of contributing factors and societal implications.
It's a reminder that this conversation isn't just about the weapons, but it's also about, the social, the political, the economic conditions that contribute to gun violence.
You got it. It's about
looking at this issue from a bunch of different perspectives.
Yeah.
Considering all the different stakeholders involved.
Yeah.
From the manufacturers and policymakers to gun owners, victims of gun violence.
Understanding the full picture.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The historical context, the global reach.
The individual story. We are all intertwined with firearms.
So where do we go from here?
Right.
We've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
From the origins of firearms to the realities of gun violence.
Mm-hmm.
How do we even begin to unpack such a complex and multifaceted issue? I think one of the most important things, and our sources really emphasize this, is education.
Okay.
We need to go beyond the headlines, beyond the sound bites, really delve into the data, the research, the different perspectives, understand the nuances of the gun control debate, the arguments for and against different policies, the impact of those policies on different communities.
So it's about being informed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Doing our own research, not just accepting what we hear at face value.
You got it.
Critical thinking.
Yeah.
Asking questions.
Absolutely.
Challenging our own assumptions.
Yeah.
And engaging in respectful dialogue.
For sure.
With people who hold different views.
Even if we disagree with them.
Right.
Totally.
It sounds like this deep dive is just the beginning.
I think it is.
Right. It's about opening up the conversation.
Yes.
Encouraging people to learn more.
For sure.
To think critically, to engage in thoughtful discussions about the role of firearms in our society.
Absolutely. And those conversations can be uncomfortable. They can be challenging, even frustrating at times. But they are so important if we want to make progress on this issue.
Okay, so we've laid some groundwork here.
Yeah.
We've established the importance of education, open dialogue.
Absolutely.
Now let's get into some specifics.
Okay.
Our sources delve into the evolution of firearms technology from, those early hand cannons to, sophisticated weapons today. And there's one term that keeps popping up that I want to unpack a little further.
Yeah.
Smart guns.
Smart guns.
What are they? How are they different?
So smart guns are firearms that have that incorporate technology designed to restrict their use to authorized users.
Okay.
They often use biometric features like fingerprint recognition or RFID chips to identify the owner and prevent unauthorized firing.
So it's kind of like a built-in safety feature?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Ensuring that only the rightful owner can operate the firearm.
You got it.
So it's like
a
straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
But it actually exists.
It does exist.
Really?
Yeah, it does.
So it hasn't been widely adopted yet.
No, not yet.
And I'm assuming it's a pretty controversial topic.
Oh, it's definitely controversial.
Yeah.
It's definitely controversial.
What are some of the arguments for and against?
So proponents of smart guns will argue that they can save lives.
Okay.
By reducing accidental shootings, preventing unauthorized use.
Yeah.
They believe that this technology can be a real game changer in reducing gun violence.
Okay.
Now, opponents, on the other hand, raise a lot of concerns about reliability, hacking vulnerabilities, and the possibility of government overreach.
Right.
They argue that smart gun mandates could actually infringe on the rights of law-abiding citizens.
Yeah.
And that the focus should be on the root causes of gun violence rather than restricting access to firearms.
There's a lot to consider there.
There is.
It seems like.
There's a lot to consider.
A lot of different perspectives.
For sure.
To weigh.
Yeah.
And it brings us back to this idea of educating ourselves.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Understanding the nuances of this debate.
For sure.
Something else that stood out to me in the sources is this discussion about the role of firearms in history.
It's a fascinating topic.
Right.
It is.
It's fascinating to think about how these tools of war have influenced the course of empires.
They have.
Revolutions, conflicts throughout history.
For good and bad.
Yeah.
Think about the muskets used by the British Empire during its colonization efforts.
Right, or the AK-47.
Or the AK-47.
Which has been used by, revolutionaries and oppressors.
Yeah, both sides.
It's a reminder that firearms are more than just objects. They're symbols of power.
Absolutely.
Of control, of resistance, and...
their use, their impact. It's always shaped by the context. The motivations of the people who are using them.
Yeah.
And the ideologies that drive those actions.
Okay. So we've explored the origins.
We have.
Firearms, the global arms trade, realities of gun violence, and the complexities of the gun control debate.
Yeah.
But what about the positive aspects of firearms?
Right.
Our sources do touch on
They do.
the fact that firearms can be used for self-defense, for sport shooting, for hunting.
It's true.
They can provide a sense of security for people.
They can.
The way to protect themselves and their families from harm.
Absolutely.
They can be used for recreational purposes.
Yeah.
Target practice.
Competitive shooting. Even, for building camaraderie among enthusiasts. And for some, hunting is a way of life.
Right.
A tradition passed down through generations.
Right.
A source of food.
Yeah.
A way to connect with nature.
So it's not just about...
Right. That's not just the negatives.
The negative aspects, right.
Yeah.
About violence.
Exactly. For a lot of people, firearms are a part of their lives.
Yeah.
In a positive way.
Yeah.
They represent freedom.
Yeah.
Self-reliance.
Yeah.
A connection to heritage and tradition.
It's important to acknowledge that firearms have a multifaceted role in society, that their meaning and impact varies greatly depending on the context.
Oh, absolutely.
And that brings us to a crucial point that our sources emphasize, which is understanding bigger picture.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Seeing beyond our own individual experiences, perspectives.
It's about recognizing that there are multiple narratives surrounding firearms, multiple ways of seeing, understanding their place in the world.
And being open to those different narratives.
You got it.
Right. Engaging with them.
Yeah.
Learning from them.
Absolutely.
Fostering empathy. Understanding where other people are coming from.
Yes.
Even if we don't.
Even if we don't agree.
Share their views.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the historical context, the global impact, the nuances of the gun control debate.
Yeah.
The positive and the negative aspects of firearms. But what about you listening right now?
Right.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, what do you think?
What resonates with you?
What resonates?
What questions do you have?
What are your questions?
We encourage you to take this information.
Yes.
To delve deeper, to explore these issues further. And
come to your own conclusions.
Yeah, come to your own conclusions.
Yeah.
This deep dive is just a starting point.
Yeah.
A springboard for your own journey.
Absolutely.
Of discovery and understanding. And we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
Your insights, your perspectives on this complex and multifaceted topic.
So feel free to reach out.
Yeah.
Share your thoughts. Continue the conversation.
Because ultimately, this isn't just about firearms.
Yeah.
It's about us.
Yes.
It's about how we navigate the challenges and opportunities presented by this powerful technology. About how we create a world where everyone feels safe and secure.
You got it.
Regardless of their views on guns.
For sure, for sure.
So let's keep learning, let's keep talking.
Absolutely.
And let's keep striving for a better future together.
Okay, now, I know we covered a lot of ground.
We did.
But I want to kind of take a little break from the serious stuff.
Okay.
Our sources had, a fun fact that I thought you might find interesting.
Okay, all right.
Did you know that the first automatic weapon was created in the 1800s?
Oh, in the 1800s. Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember reading about that.
Yeah.
Was it Hiram Maxim's machine gun?
You got it.
Oh, okay.
In 1884.
Oh, wow.
To be exact.
1884. That's earlier than I would guess.
It is.
It's incredible to think how far firearm technology has come since then.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
A single invention changing the face of war forever.
Yeah.
it really makes you wonder how many other inventions throughout history have had such a profound impact.
That is a fascinating thought.
On the world, right.
It is. It's the ripple effects of human ingenuity. Yeah. Both positive and negative.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you ready for another one?
I'm ready. Hit me.
Okay. So the source mentions a fun fact about Japan.
Okay.
And its gun laws.
Okay.
It claims that guns are completely banned in Japan.
Yeah.
True or false?
That's a tricky one.
It is. So it's actually false.
Oh, okay.
It is false.
Okay.
While Japan has really strict gun control laws, they're not completely banned. Okay. The process to obtain a firearm in Japan is incredibly long and complex.
Yeah.
Involves a lot of background checks, mental health evaluations, and rigorous training.
So it's not just a blanket ban.
Right. It's not. It's more like they make it very, very difficult to obtain a firearm legally.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
And it is worth noting that Japan has one of the lowest rates of gun violence in the world. Whether that's directly tied to their gun laws is a matter of debate.
Right.
But it's something to think about.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that there are, different approaches to gun control.
Absolutely.
Right. Different ways to address the issue of gun violence.
Yeah.
And it brings us back to, exploring different perspectives, learning from other countries' experiences. There's no one-size-fits-all solution.
No, there isn't.
Right.
No.
What works in one country might not work in another.
Exactly.
It's a reminder to approach this issue with a sense of humility, recognizing that there are no easy answers, that we can learn from each other's successes and failures. So as we continue our deep dive into the world of firearms, let's keep these nuances in mind. Let's be open to different perspectives. Let's challenge our own assumptions.
Absolutely.
And let's strive to understand the complexities of this issue from all angles.
Oh, sure.
Because only then can we begin to have meaningful conversations about how to create a safer, more peaceful world.
Yes.
I think that's a great place to wrap up part one.
All right. Sounds good. It's fascinating how the conversation around firearms often goes beyond just like the practicalities of it all and delves into this realm of symbolism.
Yeah, it's true. Firearms seem to hold this almost mythical quality in our culture.
They do.
They show up in movies, video games.
For sure.
Even just the way we talk about them.
Absolutely. They're not just tools, They've become imbued with all these different meanings,
Right.
Representing freedom.
Yeah.
Self-reliance for some while evoking, fear and violence for others.
And it's interesting how our sources dive into those perceptions.
Yeah.
Exploring how firearms have been used to promote certain agendas or ideologies.
Absolutely. One source actually highlights how certain groups have historically used firearms to, maintain power and control, while others have used them to
resist oppression and fight for their rights.
Yeah.
It's a powerful reminder that the impact of firearms is deeply intertwined with social and political dynamics.
That makes sense. It's not just about the physical object itself. It's about the context, the intentions, the power structures surrounding their use.
Yeah.
And this brings up another interesting point from our sources, which is the role of the media.
The media, yes.
In shaping public perception of firearms.
It seems like every time there's a major incident involving firearms, the media coverage can be pretty intense.
Right.
Yeah. Often focusing on the sensational aspects.
The sensational aspects.
The story.
Of the story, and that can definitely
influence public opinion.
It can.
Right. Absolutely. Sometimes leading to generalizations, stereotypes that don't accurately reflect the complexity of the issue.
The reality.
One of the things I appreciate about these sources is that they don't shy away.
No, they don't.
From the uncomfortable truths about firearms.
Yeah.
They delve into the disturbing realities of gun violence.
Yeah.
exploring its various forms.
Yeah.
From, homicides, suicides to accidents, mass shootings.
All of that. And they go beyond just presenting the statistics.
Right.
They really examine the underlying factors, the social and economic conditions that contribute
to these tragedies.
It's a reminder that gun violence isn't just, a problem to be solved. It's a symptom.
It's a symptom of deeper societal issues that need to be addressed.
Absolutely. And it's a conversation that needs to be had.
Right.
Even if it's uncomfortable, even if it challenges our preconceived notions.
Right, because ignoring it isn't going to make it go away.
It's not going to make it go away.
Reading through these sources really highlights how interconnected the world of firearms is.
It's true.
We talked about the global arms trade earlier.
Yeah.
It goes
deeper
than that.
Yeah.
The decisions made in one country, the policies enacted, the technologies developed, can have ripple effects across the globe. Take the development of smart guns, for example.
Right.
We discussed how this technology has the potential to reduce accidents, unauthorized use.
Yeah.
But it also raises these questions about,
it does.
privacy, government control, even the potential for hacking.
Absolutely. Those are all important questions to consider.
Yeah, it's crucial that we examine the potential consequences of new technologies, right?
Yeah.
Both positive and negative.
Absolutely.
Before they become widely adopted.
Before they become widespread,
It seems like the conversation around firearms
is
constantly evolving, just like the technology itself.
Absolutely.
And as we move forward, it's vital that we approach this topic with open minds, a willingness to listen to different perspectives, and a commitment to finding common ground.
Defining that common ground,
Because ultimately, it's not about winning arguments or proving points.
No, it's not.
Right.
No.
It's about working together.
It's about working together.
To create a safer, more peaceful world.
To create a better world.
For everyone.
For everyone, yeah.
Now, I know we've been focusing on some pretty heavy stuff.
Heavy stuff.
Okay, I want to take a moment to appreciate some of the positive aspects of firearms. Our sources highlight
they do
how firearms can be used for self-defense, for sport shooting, for hunting.
Yes, sure.
These are activities that millions of people around the world enjoy responsibly.
And safely.
Yeah. It's important to remember that for many people, firearms are a source of recreation, a way to connect with nature.
Absolutely.
Or a means of protecting themselves and their families.
And these aspects of
firearms culture often get overlooked or overshadowed by the negative narratives.
So let's shift gears for a moment and delve into some of the fun facts and historical tidbits that our sources have uncovered.
Yeah.
You mentioned the AK-47 earlier.
I did.
Which got me thinking about the history of automatic weapons. I'm curious.
Yeah.
When was
that very first automatic weapon invented? So it actually dates back to the late 19th century.
Oh, wow.
The first practical automatic weapon was Hiram Maxim's machine gun, invented in 1884.
Wow, 1884.
Yeah.
That's a lot earlier than I would guessed.
It is.
It could fire hundreds of rounds per minute. It could, yeah.
A truly revolutionary advancement in firepower.
Revolutionary invention,
Wow.
For better or for worse.
It's amazing to think how far firearm technology has come since then.
It is. And speaking of technological advancements, let's talk about a modern innovation that's been making headlines.
Yeah.
Smart guns.
Smart guns, right?
Yeah.
These are firearms.
So these are firearms that are equipped with technology.
That restrict their use.
Designed to restrict their use.
To authorized users.
Or authorized users.
I've heard about these.
Yeah.
They sound like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
They do.
How do they work?
So there are different approaches, but the most common ones involve biometric authentication. like fingerprint scanners,
yeah,
RFID chips.
Yeah.
The idea is to prevent
unauthorized use.
Right.
Like if a child finds a gun or if a firearm is stolen.
So it's like a built-in safety feature.
It's like a built-in safety feature.
That only allows the owner to fire the weapon.
You got it, yeah.
Proponents argue that
smart guns
could significantly reduce accidental shooting, gun violence.
But there are also those concerns about reliability, cost, and the possibility of hacking.
It sounds like a promising technology, but there are definitely some challenges to overcome.
There are some challenges.
It's true of any new technology. I mean, we have to.
It's important to
weigh the potential benefits.
Weigh those potential benefits
against the potential risks.
Absolutely.
And to have open and honest conversations about the implications.
For sure.
You know, one of the things I've always found
fascinating about firearms is the
sheer variety
of designs, mechanisms.
It's true, from simple single-shot pistols to complex automatic rifles. There's this whole world of engineering ingenuity when it comes to firearms.
And each type of firearm has its own unique history, purpose, cultural significance.
For example, revolvers with their iconic revolving cylinder were once the symbol of the Wild West.
Right.
While pump-action shotguns are often associated with law enforcement, home defense.
It's so interesting how certain firearms
become intertwined with specific historical periods.
Right, or the cultural narratives.
Cultural narratives, exactly.
And those associations can really shape our perceptions of firearms.
Absolutely.
Whether it's the romanticism of the Old West or the fear associated with certain types of weapons
that are often depicted in the media.
For
sure.
Speaking of cultural perceptions, our sources highlight a fascinating fact about Japan. It's often said that guns are completely banned in Japan. Is that true?
So that's actually a common misconception. While Japan has some of the strictest gun control laws in the world, firearms are not outright banned. However, the process to obtain a firearm is incredibly rigorous. Involves extensive background checks, mental health evaluations, and mandatory training. So it's not a complete ban. It's not a complete ban, but it's pretty close. And the result is that Japan has one of the lowest rates of gun violence
in the world.
It's true.
While there's debate.
There is
about the
direct correlation.
Right. Strict gun control and low gun violence. It's clear.
It's clear
that Japan's approach,
their approach
has been effective. In limiting the number of firearms in circulation. It's a reminder that there are different ways to approach this issue. Of gun control. And each country has its own
unique context.
set of challenges.
Right. It's interesting to think about how the
conversation around firearms
often revolves around control.
It does, You've got
gun control, self-control, government control.
Right. It's about
and it's this underlying tension between individual rights, public safety, and the role of the state in regulating access to firearms
and finding the right balance. The approach that
respects
individual freedoms
while ensuring
public safety is a complex and ongoing challenge. It is.
And it requires
open and honest
dialogue. A willingness to compromise.
Absolutely.
And a commitment to finding solutions.
That work for everyone.
Okay. So
So we've
explored the historical context.
We've explored a lot.
Technological advancements.
The cultural perception.
The complexities.
Of the gun control debate.
Mm-hmm. But what about you listening right now? What
are you thinking?
What are your thoughts?
What resonates with you?
What resonates with you the most?
What questions are
swirling
in your mind?
Your mind.
We encourage you to delve deeper.
To challenge your own assumptions. And to engage. And in respectful conversations. With those who hold different viewpoints, you know?
Because ultimately this
isn't just about firearms. It's about us. It's about how we choose to navigate the challenges and opportunities presented by this powerful technology. It's about creating a future where we can live together.
Right.
Safely and peacefully, regardless of our individual
beliefs about firearms.
Now,
before we wrap up this segment, I want to share a thought-provoking quote from one of our sources. It says,
"Firearms are a mirror reflecting humanity's capacity for both creation and destruction."
Wow, that's powerful. It really gets to the
heart.
That's
the heart of it,
of the duality.
It's a duality
of firearms, right?
Yeah,
their potential for
both good and evil. It's a reminder that firearms are tools, right? And like any tool, that they can be used for a variety of purposes.
Right.
You know, both beneficial and harmful.
Right, beneficial.
The responsibility ultimately lies with the user, with us as a society, to determine how these tools are used and what kind of world we want to create.
It's a heavy responsibility.
It is, but it's one that
we can't shy away from.
No.
And as we move forward, it's important to remember that the conversation around firearms is ongoing.
It's ongoing.
It's a journey.
It's a journey
of exploration,
discovery,
and hopefully progress.
Progress. Yeah.
And each one of us has a role to play.
In
shaping that journey. Well said.
Now let's delve back into...
Let's get back into the details.
Some of the specific
details,
From our sources. There's a lot more to unpack.
There is.
And I'm eager to hear your insights.
Yeah.
We've covered so much ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From the historical origins of firearms to, modern day debates surrounding them.
Yeah, absolutely. But I want to turn the focus back to you, the listener.
Right.
We've presented you with a wealth of information.
We have.
A tapestry of facts, perspectives, insights, woven together from the sources you provided. And we're curious to know.
Yeah.
What stands out to you? What has sparked your curiosity? What has challenged your assumptions? What has left you pondering the complexities of this issue? Perhaps you're reflecting on the sheer scale of the global arms trade.
Right.
The intricate networks that move firearms across borders and continents.
It's a big network.
Right.
It is.
Or maybe you're contemplating
the ethical dilemmas
surrounding the development of new firearm technologies. Like
smart guns, right?
Autonomous weapon systems.
For sure.
Perhaps the stories of individuals affected by gun violence have resonated with you, prompting you to consider the human cost of this issue.
The human cost.
Right. Or maybe you're grappling with the philosophical questions surrounding firearms, their symbolism, their power. Their ability to both protect and destroy.
Right?
Whatever your thoughts. We encourage you to hold on to that curiosity.
Absolutely.
To continue exploring these issues.
Keep exploring.
To engage in thoughtful conversations with others. And to form your own informed opinions.
Yes.
Because ultimately the conversation around firearms
It's not just about the objects themselves.
It's just about us.
The objects themselves.
It is. It's about us.
It is about us. It's about our values, our beliefs.
Our values, our beliefs. Yeah.
Our vision for the future.
For the future.
It's about how we navigate the complex relationship.
Yeah, it's a complex one.
Between, individual rights, public safety, and the role of technology.
All of it.
Just shaping our world.
In shaping our world, yeah.
Now, as we near the end of our deep dive, I want to circle back to one of the most thought-provoking questions raised by our sources.
Okay.
As firearms continue to evolve, will we control the trigger?
Will we control the trigger?
Or will it control us?
Or will it control us? Right? Yeah.
This question really cuts to the
heart of it.
Part of the matter, right?
It forces us to confront.
It does.
The power dynamics.
The power dynamics inherent in our interaction. With these tools. We use our ingenuity, our knowledge. Our collective will to harness the potential of firearms for good.
For good,
right? For protection.
For sport. For responsible use. Or will we allow fear?
Yeah.
Violence.
And
the proliferation of increasingly powerful weapons.
Yeah. More and more powerful weapons.
To dictate the narrative.
To dictate the narrative.
To erode our sense of safety.
Yeah.
And security.
Absolutely.
To ultimately control us. The answer, of course, is not.
Not a simple one.
A simple one.
No.
It lies in the choices we make. The policies we enact. The conversations we have.
Conversations, right?
And the actions we take as individuals. And as a society. It's a
responsibility we all share.
It
is.
A challenge we must face.
Yeah.
Head on. If we hope to create a future where firearms are. No longer a source of constant fear and violence. And as we conclude this deep dive, we want to leave you with a sense of hope. A belief. That a better future is possible. A future
where
we approach this issue.
Approach the issue of firearms. With nuance, with understanding.
And a commitment to finding common ground.
And a commitment to finding that common ground.
A future where we prioritize. Dialogue over division. Empathy. Over fear. And solutions over rhetoric.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
On this journey of exploration. And discovery.
Exploration and discovery.
We hope this deep dive has provided you with. Valuable insights. Sparked important conversations.
Sparked conversations.
And inspired you to continue. Learning and engaging.
I'll continue learning and engaging in this complex.
And multifaceted issue. Remember, knowledge is power. And the more we understand about firearms. The better equipped we are.
Yeah.
To navigate the challenges and opportunities. And the opportunities.
So keep asking questions. Keep seeking answers.
Keep striving. To create a world
where firearms are no longer a symbol of fear and division. But a testament to our ability.
Harness technology.
For the
betterment of humanity. Until next time.
Keep
diving deep.